GTA 4 is better than GTA 5. Change my mind. Video by Lamwar. Whenever I hear that people say that 4 is better than 5, I just think no, they're just being nostalgic and thinking about the time period during the game rather than the game itself. In general, the gaming community, they're known for being quite negative. Whenever a game's releasing, oh, this is going to go woke, this is going to be rubbish, this is going to be boring. Like 10 or 5 years later, oh, that game was actually good. But let's see what this guy says.
Grand Theft Auto is this little known, kind of obscure game, you probably haven't heard of it, that has made almost $9 billion.
I mean, it is massive.
You know, just pocket change kind of stuff.
So
Alright,
loads of
anyway, you
people
know
heard
what
of it.
GTA is. It's no surprise that GTA 5 is one of the most sold games ever. It has probably the most iconic trio in any media.
I mean, think about it, the game's what? Been around for 13 years. Like, they just add new content to online because that's their cash cow.
The most detailed maps, at least for its size around the time it came out. A still really popular
Yeah, it was
online
ahead
mode
of its
that keeps
time.
getting new stuff, and around 8 billion hackers that do the most random shenanigans ever. And then I'm sure GTA.
I remember Xbox 360 times. Every lobby had a modder, and they would just be messing around doing money drops. And when I moved over to Xbox One, I was so shocked that there are no modders. Like, what happened to JTAG in your Xbox or whatever mods it's called? They just did not exist on the current gen consoles, not newer gen at the time. New gen's now considered what, PS5? But yeah, that's something I was so shocked about.
GTA 6 is gonna somehow achieve like $80 septillion and whatever the hell else. Now instead of GTA 5, I'm sure there's plenty of you that remember playing GTA 4, which was still super successful, but you know, not
Okay, that game came out in 2008, so what, almost 20 years ago? I played it last summer. I thought, I get why people would like it for the sort of gritty and mature vibe, but in terms of being better, hell no. And the driving as well, that's the main thing I hated. People love it, but I just thought, nah, it's just way too exaggerated.
quite 200 million copies successful. Despite all of that suggesting
I
that
mean,
GTA
25
5
back
is
then would
clearly
still
the
been
better
big.
game, I'm here to state the personal opinion that
Okay.
GTA 4 is overall better than GTA 5.
I
Now,
disagree.
crucially, when I say that, I do not mean that GTA 5 is a bad game and I don't like it.
Yeah, of
Because
course,
that's
I'm
for
gonna
some reason
acknowledge
what
that.
most people assume when you say something is better than something else. I do still like GTA 5, however, I like 4 more than 5. Okay? I have to say that to not get the 300-page comment discussing why I'm stupid and my statement warrants me getting sent to the Shadow Realm.
I mean, there's gonna be people who don't even watch up to this, what, 1 minute part and start commenting and stuff like that. Now, when he says better, I'm gonna completely ignore graphics and stuff like maybe modern physics, or I'm thinking about story right now is what he's referring to, but we'll see.
There's a few reasons for my statement. The main reason is that I like GTA 4's environment and setting way more.
Okay.
All GTA games are set
So
in
you guess he
fictional
likes the
places,
gritty
however
stuff.
they're all based on real places. Like in GTA Vice City is the game's version of Miami. GTA 5 takes place in Los Santos, which is the game's version of Los Angeles,
Okay.
in the state of San Andreas, which is the game's version of California. In GTA
For me, I'd say Vice City was the best, so that's why 6 I'm proper excited for what the map's gonna be like. I know it's not gonna be all beaches, it's gonna be massive, so it's gonna be different sort of environments.
GTA 4, we have Liberty City, the game's version of New York City, in the fictional State of Liberty,
Okay.
which is the state of New York. These fictional versions are very similar to their real-life counterparts, except way smaller because, you know, we don't all have 50 terabytes on hand. In GTA 5's case, Los Santos is actually not even half of the map. To the north, there are some mountains, including the infamous Mount Chiliad, sandy shores, or Trevor's natural habitat.
You're pushing your luck, pal.
And Polito Bay, which are also based on real places, apparently, but are minuscule
What are
towns.
they based off of?
And Polito Bay, which are also based on
Yeah, I ain't America, so I'm not really gonna know.
real places, apparently, but are minuscule towns compared to Los Santos. GTA 5's map is way bigger than 4's map, which is
I do think Polito Bay, that was highly underrated. I mean, it's alright, but there's not really much going on there, unless you have like a bug current online.
nice, but the downside is that you end up spending a majority of your time in Los Santos. There isn't much
That's
to do
where everything
or see
is.
in the other regions. The mountains are not easily accessible without a helicopter, and the other parts are just desert or hills. So I guess if you like sightseeing, that might be a plus.
Yeah, for
You can
cruising
see this
around, it's gonna be
behavior in the
good.
online mode. The majority of players
Yeah,
stay in
everyone's
Los
around here.
Santos because that's where everything is. In GTA 4, Liberty City is smaller, and there are no mountains and plains, it's all city. But we already know that most players stay in the city anyway, so in
When you're comparing online to like story mode though, that's the thing.
this case, that happens to be the whole map. The missions and the locations where you can actually do stuff are also more evenly spread out, so the game actually gives you a reason to see all of the areas. My other smaller complaint is that a
I
large
mean, technically, that's like online as well if you actually buy like your businesses across the map rather than centrally.
portion of Los Santos is just road. Lots of streets and lots of
I
highways
mean,
too.
Liberty City's
I
like
get
that as well.
driving is a big
I mean,
part of the game.
they don't really have like the countryside, do they? Well, I'm referring to Liberty City, not 5. 5 has the open space, Liberty City doesn't.
I mean, it's literally in the name, Grand Theft Auto, but it'd be nice to see something other than a 50-lane highway. Liberty City has many more smaller streets, tunnels, bridges, and all that kind of stuff. You're not just staring at highways and maybe 5 towers. There's many more buildings and
With the
parks
story
to
mode,
see.
you are going
Oh,
across
and
the
there's
map.
the Statue of Liberty, which is definitely alive. I guess this comes down to city design, which is also subjective, but that's my way of explaining why this looks more interesting than this. Liberty City also seems to have a lot more little details. Like, I believe there's more enterable buildings in GTA 4. I don't actually know if that's true,
That's
but
something they
it feels
picked
like
up
it
on
is at
6.
least. I'm also not taking into consideration graphical fidelity. Yes, obviously GTA 5 has
Yeah,
better
that's
textures
pretty
and
obvious.
models, duh. But even then, GTA 4, despite being released in 2008, I'd say still looks really good, like this isn't Wolfenstein. The atmosphere in Liberty City, personally I like better. It feels like rustic and brownish and other descriptive
Yeah,
words to explain
I
the
like the
vibe here because I
opposite.
don't know if what I'm saying
I like
makes
the
any
Vice
sense.
City
Even
vibe.
the recreation of Times Square looks that way. GTA 5 looks more plain, generic maybe, more vibrant. I don't really know if that makes any sense. Someone fill in for me, thanks.
Get what you
Also,
mean,
I
it's like
mentioned
less,
the roads,
well, more
but I
colour.
think GTA 4 does driving better as well. The physics.
Hell no. Okay, that's straight away. I completely disagree. The cars, they're just way too boaty and floaty and just weird. I get it, you want it to be realistic, but that's not realistic. That's just weird driving. Like, not every car is going to have that sort of boat feeling. And that's a pretty consistent thing you see in 4. I hate the driving by far. Best driving game, or driving physics, is Forza Horizon. I'm not expecting GTA to be like that. But 6, I'm expecting to be somewhat decent and have a balance between arcadey and realism.
Actually makes sense. Like, you can't do sharp turns at 60 miles an hour without flying into orbit. Making turns while driving fast actually requires some skill and practice to get good at, like knowing when to brake and how to
they just
drift
make it
around corners.
unnecessarily harder.
The handling becomes better too if you have a sports car. And since
Yeah,
there's
sports
many
cars are
more
alright, but
turns
still,
and small
I think even in a sports car, like the downforce is terrible, the turns are rubbish. It's just not good.
streets, you'll be getting a lot of practice. And as you progress, it can make the driving portions easier and much more interesting. Though I will admit, GTA 5 has more car variety. Most of the cars look very similar in Liberty City, but you could also say that it makes sense considering the year this game was made, because in 2008, literally everything
That was
was
a
a
while
basic
ago.
sedan. But when you do get better at driving, it will allow you to escape the cops easier. The cops, by the way, work a bit differently. They are less annoying and are a bit easier to escape from. The only
That's true because of the whole circle thing that they have on the map. Where you see how it like stays there?
annoying thing about them is that even if you just barely graze one atom of their car, you'll get a wanted level. So every time I'm driving fast and I see a cop car ahead, I stiff up IRL and pray to the heavens that he doesn't turn in my
And this
direction,
what does
because
happen
if
in
he
story
does,
mode in
I'm
5.
ultra cooked. I do like the bonus side quests you can do if you manage to steal a cop car. Also, not related to cars, but the character controller itself is much more pleasant to use. Controlling the movement of Nico is more snappy and responsive, whereas in GTA 5 it can be weird.
Yeah, that's why.
Like, I swear
agree.
moving in this game is sometimes a hassle.
What do you think?
In compact areas, I just end up moving while aiming because moving like that is more responsive. Again, I do not care that this is more realistic than this. It's supposed to be a game, not real-life simulator. The
But then
gunplay
why do you like the driving? That's what I'm not really getting.
is one thing that I'll say is better in GTA 5. I don't really have a reason for that though, it's just a feeling preference. I guess maybe it's the cover system that feels more fluid. Plus, there is more
Yeah,
of a variety
definitely.
of
The
guns
shooting
in
is
5
better.
that you can choose with the weapon wheel, which I think is better than just using the scroll wheel. I wish the
Yeah,
health
they're removing that weapon wheel though in 6.
circle would come back though, that was pretty useful. Both games have fist fighting, and it's more sophisticated in GTA 4. In 5, you just spam mouse 1 until the other guy falls over, but in 4, you can lock onto a target, you have to dodge and block attacks, and if the other guy has a knife, you can even take it from him. So basically, better fist fighting in exchange for slightly worse gunplay. Alright, second point, the story in GTA 4 I liked a bit more. Now, this is also one of those
Okay, that's
things where
very
I don't know if my reason
opinionated.
is valid, but I'll explain it anyway. The events in GTA 5, at least to me, seem like they just happened by accident. Like Franklin just happened to get a job by Simeon, which is how Franklin and Michael end up meeting. And Michael just happened to pull down a rich dude's house, which made him
I mean,
come
come
out
on,
of
that's dragging
retirement.
it out.
And in the heist said his infamous line that Trevor happened to hear on the news, which resulted in the rest of the story. A lot of these events are like, wow, how convenient that that just happened. The events in GTA 4, though, have more of a reason to why they occur, and there's less of, oh, they just happened to end up meeting somehow
I
moment.
mean, yes, in 4 there is that one main character, so I get the point that he's coming from.
Nico immigrated to Liberty City to start a new life, except not really, he actually came to hunt down some others that betrayed him in the past. And since starting a new life is not quite so easy, he ends up getting lured back into crime anyway, and he ends up more and more entrenched in crime families when he starts to assassinate some of the leaders, and then gets betrayed again when some of them find out about his past. See what I mean? There's a reason for the
Yeah.
story to happen. Minus the ending though, that part seemed a little abrupt personally. I guess my most compelling argument for the story is that I have completed GTA 4's story, but I still haven't completed GTA 5's story,
Okay, well,
even
there
after
you
owning the
go.
game for several years. Well, I guess part of
That's
it
a
is
big
also the
reason.
dumpster fire that is the Rockstar launcher. Seriously, fuck this program. Part of my story argument is also that I like the character of Nico a bit more than the trio. They are still good characters, but part of the problem of having 3 playable characters and having to constantly switch between them is that it's harder to get invested into their own story.
Yeah,
With
something I
Nico,
can
you
agree
spend
with.
the whole game with him and you get to see how his character evolves, meaning you also get more time to think about him as a person and his backstory. His interactions also seem more real, if that makes sense. The trio in GTA 5 act a bit more over the top than I think is natural, and while that does lead to some funny scenarios and lines, it doesn't quite have the same feeling as realizing that Nico is probably the only sane person in Liberty City.
Explosive! What the fuck?
So those are my main reasons, but there's also the other little things that I appreciate being in the game that 5 doesn't have, like being able to pick up objects off the floor and just throw them at anyone. Also, the NPCs have more believable
Yeah, that's something I
reactions.
never
Like
understood
if you
about 5. Like, when you have an RPG and you walk around, the civilians just do not react. That's just, I found that odd.
hold an RPG, everyone
So just
around
went
you actually
backwards.
freaks out, while in Los Santos, no one
Yeah,
cares. Being able to get
weird.
food from hot dog stands and sodas from vending machines is neat. That's one of the ways you get your health back.
They do
I
not
didn't
have
notice
hot dog
this at
stands in
first, but
5.
you can shoot the gun out of a cop's hand. If you do that, they just run away helplessly. Unless they had too many donuts. Oh, one last thing. Occasionally, the navigation voice will imitate the GPS sound effect, which is just hilarious.
Bing bong.
Anyway, that was my thesis on why I think GTA 4 is better than GTA 5. Feel free to disagree with me, no need to crucify me though. I'm fairly confident that I'm not the only one with this opinion
There
because
are
I've
many
seen
people
quite a
with
few
that.
posts online saying similar things. But in all seriousness, the actual reason why GTA 4 is better is...
Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
But
Yeah, I just
anyways,
found Roman
bye.
annoying. Like, he's just that one person, just does not do any good for you. Just puts you in situations you don't want to be in. This has got to be the dumbest statement I have ever heard in my life. Seriously, who the hell could ever think of such an opinion? I swear I lost brain cells listening to that combination of words. It has to be physically impossible for you to dislike the game. It is the greatest piece of media ever made. If you genuinely think that is acceptable, you deserve to be sent to the Shadow Realm, because only demons can think of something like that. I don't even have to explain a horrible opinion. There's at least blah 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 blah. Simple reason that easy refute claim. I might as well write a whole article. Okay, I can't be asked to read all of this. What is going on? It just seems like he's hating. Yeah, okay, this guy's just typing out anger. I'm just seeing anything. Look, I understand if you prefer that sort of gritty, mature vibe or that dark, gloomy. Yeah, fair enough. I've always preferred like the vibrant, Vice City sort of style. But the physics, that's something I have to disagree on. The driving is terrible. GTA 4 feels more like a true story about Nico Bellic. 5 honestly feels like Franklin, Trevor, and Michael are all actors for a Netflix action series. IV was such a big jump from San Andreas from graphics to realistic behavior when it comes to basically to any situation you take, such as a beautiful game. So this person's saying that the map sucks and 75% of the map is just mountains. instead of diverse environments. I think they have sort of a good balance. Yes, you could argue maybe have like another second city that's big as well. GTA 4 needs a remaster so bad. The one I played was the one on Rockstar launch. I don't know if it's a definitive edition. Like the last mission you can't complete because of the resolution upscaling issue. Where you spam a button, it just messes up the screen. So yeah, it would be nice if they actually did have a remaster. I doubt they're doing it. I don't want to see them delaying 6 again. It was a big rumor, but again, rumors can easily be faked. I think people just chat up about certain stuff.